Welcome back. In this video we'll be looking at the missions 1 Police Plaza and 1PP session. I'm going to cover this one a little bit differently today to save some time. I've explained how to do all of the basic tricks several times now. For that reason I'm only going to highlight what works rather than how to do the tricks I use. I've left links to videos that cover how to do all the basics in the description should you need it. That said, one thing I do want to mention is how to trick into and between manuals. For that reason we'll start with the manual pad and work our way down the list. For those who play with manual catch enabled, you'll have a slight advantage here, as applying the manual's inputs is done at the same time as you'd normally catch the board. That said, let's go step by step for this one. I'll pop a kit flip as normal and completely release my inputs. This is vital, you must release the inputs between doing a trick and entering a manual. When the board's nearly completed its rotation, I'll apply the manual's inputs. I can't stress how precise you need to be with this. You need to apply the inputs quickly, whilst at the same time staying in the zone for triggering a manual. Then, I hold the manual's inputs in place until I get close to the skate blocker. To pop out of the manual, I'll pull the rear foot's input straight down the remaining distance before applying the trick's inputs, in this case a pop shove it. Pulling the rear foot's input down first is really important. Although you can trick out of a manual without adjusting the rear foot, if you do pull the rear foot's input down first, you'll pop the trick higher, giving yourself more time to apply the manual's inputs. Again, as the board comes close to finishing its rotation, I'll reapply the manual's inputs, then it's just a case of holding the second manual until we reach the end of the ledge where we can trick out of the manual. If you're struggling to get this to trigger, make sure your wheels aren't touching the ground before entering either of the manuals. If you're struggling to perform tricks between the manuals, you can just ollie, it doesn't need to be a flip trick. Next, let's head over to the sculpture where we need to do 3 tricks on it. Basically, anything will count. Should that be a normal ollie, a basic frontside flip, or some other flip trick. The next 2 objectives can be done at the same time. Ultimately, all we need to do is clear the double and single sets of stairs. Should that be an ollie, flip trick, or grinding the handrails. That said, you can do them 1 set at a time if you'd rather. Next, we need to grind the 12 set handrail. This can be any grind or slide you want. Finally, all we need to do is grind or slide 4 of the ledges along the side of the plaza. You can use any grind or slide on either of the sides of the ledge. With that, I'll leave it here for this video, and we'll carry on in the next one where we'll finish off the last 3 Ribman missions. Until then, take it easy.